Joshua Bell is a Grammy-winning violinist who's about to release his latest CD called Vivaldi, The Four Seasons. He's also taking part in the Stand Up to Cancer telethon on September 5th. And for those of you here in the Southern California area, he'll be at the Hollywood Bowl tomorrow night with the LA Phil from the new project. Here is some of the recording session for Vivaldi, The Four Seasons. Nice to see you.
How are you?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Well, not watching that clip. I hadn't seen that. That was from the sessions of the Four Seasons. So it's funny to see what they got there.
Why this record?
Well, the Vivaldi, The Four Seasons is one of the great masterpieces for the violin. It was written about 300 years ago, but it's timeless, and everyone loves the piece. It's one of my favorites, and I've been playing it all my life. So I finally decided to put it down on disc.
Yeah. What? I want to phrase this the right way. You play so much stuff. Of the stuff that you play, like the Four Seasons, how do you decide? That's what I want to say. How do you decide what actually makes it in a recording session as opposed to a live session?
Well, I perform many things over the during the year, and certain things I play every year that's part of my standard repertoire. The Beethoven, the Brahms, and the Four Seasons, and eventually I feel like I'm ready to put it down on disc. The problem is with recordings is they're so permanent, and this is when it's on disc, this is the way you do it, and 30 years from now, 50 years, 100 years from now, this is what they're going to say. This is how you played it, and I don't feel comfortable putting something down in a recording until I really have played it a lot. But even then, probably a year from now, I'll think, oh shoot, I should have done it differently. But that's the way it works.
To your point now, are there nights when you think that, or when you know you have done infinitely better than the last time you played it, or is it just marginal? I mean, I would think at your level, the difference between what's a great performance, even by your own judgment, and what's a good performance must be marginal at your level.
Well, yeah, this is true. Although the difference between playing very well and really well is all the difference in a way, and in every field, really. You know, the difference between Tiger Woods and the others in golf is very small but very important difference. You know? And I know when I feel like I've really done close to my best, it's a great feeling. But my worst usually doesn't go too far down, Although there have had some nights.
That's the point I was trying to make. Yeah, your worst ain't too bad. Exactly.
But I try to be. I think I'm fairly consistent, but there are those nights where just everything comes, all the stars align, and you just feel like the energy is great, and I feel prepared, and the audience, their participation makes a big difference, and so those are great. That's a great feeling.
You just answered some of what I wanted to ask. Let me ask anyway, because there may be something else you want to add to that list. The difference between, as you said, really good and good, or as I said, great and good, whatever that marginal difference is. What are the factors that make up the difference? Is it what you said a moment ago, the audience and?
Well, it's in music, for me, listening to a great performer, there's a quality, something you can listen to a great student or go to a violin competition and hear a lot of great people, but the the one or two that stand out are the ones that just own the piece and really take you into that world, and for me, I call it the goosebump factor. There are just some people that have managed to give you the goosebumps when you and it's hard to even put your finger on what that is, but it's true in acting and film. There are just some people that have it, and the same with great music. There's a reason why Beethoven's music has survived, and there are many great composers during his time that we know nothing about, but Beethoven, his music was just that extra something that captures you.
Fair to say, it is my assessment, but who cares what I think, fair to say that in any field, Beethoven, the greatest composer ever?
Is Beethoven?
Yeah.
Certainly would be at top of my list, but I can't leave out Mozart or Schubert or Brahms or even Vivaldi. They're great in their own ways. So luckily I don't have to choose. I get to do lots of stuff.
This instrument that you play, so much has been written about it, and there are only a handful of these in the world these days. Give me the history of it. Tell me about it. It's worth a nice little piece of change.
This is true. Well, after mentioning Beethoven, one of the great human beings that walked the earth, Stradivarius is another. I mean, he took something, the art of violin making, and made something so much greater than anything else, and so great that we're still playing on them and looking for them. This was made in 1713. It did cost several $1 million, as we all know now. They're very valuable, sort of like a great Renoir painting. And there are very few. They're in great demand, and so I feel very lucky to. Every day I open my case and have this to look at, and it inspires me to practice. And
so like, do you like sleep with your case? I mean, something that valuable.
Well, I'm not that extreme.
I mean, obviously you're not checking.
I like
this thing.
it.
You're not checking this thing at airports, obviously.
No, I keep it with me on the airplanes, and I do keep it within my sight almost all the time.
Do you let people touch it?
Sure.
All right, might I touch this thing?
Yeah, just be careful.
Yeah. Whoa! This is quite. I better get back to you real fast before I do something.
Thank you.